What a gorgeous morning. Rusty's having a sun bath. Rosie's down there having a couple of nibbles. Poppy's beside me. Oh, bliss. So, good morning to you all properly. How are you all today? I hope you're well. As you can probably tell from the light out there, from the sounds, it's another beautiful morning. The sky is absolutely blue. There's not a cloud in sight. The sun is so bright. There's a bit of warmth. There's quite an ethereal quality to this morning somehow. There's a stillness which is so beautiful. It's Sunday morning, the boys are back in the park playing football, so their little squeals of joy are floating across the air. But otherwise it's just the birds chirp, chirp, chirping away, and a couple of plot friends to say hello to. So, this is so much one of those days where I think, I'm not going to do anything, I'm just going to sit and enjoy. I am going to sit and enjoy it at times, but I am going to get on with a few little jobs. I'm going to... Okay, so first things first, I'm going to show you how I take my cuttings from my Pelargoniums, Geraniums. I was going to film this at home, but the light is so much better down here, so I've brought one of my Geraniums down here to show you how I do my cuttings. I'll also quickly show you the ones that I've got at home, and also give you an update on the seedlings I've got at home, the ones I sowed a couple of weeks ago. So that's the peppers and celeriac. So later on we'll have a little look at those. And then otherwise today, it's the perfect kind of day for doing little odd jobs. You know those jobs which you see and you think, yeah, one day I'll get round to doing it. The fact is, we're still way too soon for sowing any seeds, of course. I don't really need to do much to the beds. There's no point in doing anything with those beds yet, because once I start direct sowing in May, that's the time to uncover them. There's no point uncovering them now, because they'll just get pelted with rain, I'm just going to leave them be and let the worms do their magic with all the leaves and compost and bits that are being held under all those sheets of cardboard. So there's no seed sowing to do, there's no bed prep to do, so it's the perfect time to just tackle those niggling little jobs, and they're really little. Why is it, how is it that we can have such teeny tiny jobs that don't get done when they're just going to take 5 minutes maybe? So I think today I'm going to try and make a wedge from a lump of old wood to prop my sign up, because it really is at a jaunty angle. There's a big weed, a perennial weed that comes up, you know, behind my cold frame where my rosemary and sage are, and then I've got flowers in that back end as well. There's a big old weed comes up every year. So I thought, right, just get on with it today, Vivi. Get the fork out, get it dug out, because I've got a feeling it's probably got quite a long tap root. Yeah, so that's the plan for the day. If I can, I was going to say, if I can motivate myself to do any of it. There's no lack of motivation on my part. It's more that it's just such a divine morning. I sort of don't want to disturb it. The other thing I really need to do today is get a load more leaves trimmed for the brassicas. I still haven't done that. I've been meaning to. On the last of my last 2 or 3 visits, I keep saying, right, trim some more leaves, get the brassicas mulched, and I keep not doing it because I get to the end of my little session and then I think, can't be bothered. It's the truth of it, I can't be bothered. And then I'm thinking, oh, I need to get home, I've got other things to do, blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to try to make myself do that today. Okay, So the first job of the morning, let's take some cuttings from the lovely Pelargonium. It's so bright already. Okay, so I've brought with me to show you my lemon scented geranium, Pelargonium. Let's just say geranium for now. Yes, I know it's a Pelargonium, but I think most of us are used to calling them geraniums, so I'm going to call it a geranium now. So this was a lovely cutting that Jimmy sent to me last year. I will probably keep this indoors as an indoor plant as opposed to all the others which will then come back to the garden for the summer, just because it's such a beautiful scent. I like it, or I keep this one at the moment in my bathroom. Whenever I'm in there, just before I'm having a bath, I give the leaves a rub and there's that beautiful, beautiful scent comes out. So it's put on masses and masses of growth over the last few weeks, a couple of months or so. And actually, it's a little, believe it or not, it's a little less bushy than most of my other geraniums, so I thought this would be an easy one for me to demonstrate. So I'll take one cutting now and then I'll bring you guys in closer so you can see what I'm up to. It's not rocket science, it's not difficult. I'm just showing you for those of you who haven't done this before and want to have a go, because you'll save yourself a heap of money. Okay, so I'm going to start with this. There's a little shoot that's coming off the bottom sort of side here. Now I want to take my cutting. I've got my secateurs with me. It'd be better really with a really sharp penknife, but I forgot to bring my penknife. So I've got my secateurs, but I've cleaned the blades. I've given them a good clean with some water that I put some tea tree oil into. Given them a good clean, let them dry off, and now we're ready. Oh, tickly eyeball. So what I'm looking for is to just cut just above a leaf. So I've ended up with that. Can you see? And then I want to get rid of anything just below the leaf. So I'm going to give it a trim just there. Actually, this one's really, really little to demonstrate that on. It's not very clear. And then I'm just going to take these two side leaves off. This really is the tiniest little shoot, but it should root. And then all I'm going to do with that is pop it in a little bit of water for it to root. It'll be easy for me to show you with this one at the top. So let me bring you in a little bit closer. So hopefully it'll be much clearer on this one. So I'm going to go, oops, that leaf's in the way. It's hard to see because it's so bright. So this leaf coming the way back, I'm going to snip just above. So I end up with this. Actually, let's move mummy plant out of the way. So I'm ending up with this. And now that little section just below that leaf node, that's going to go. And then I'm just going to trim that leaf and that leaf because I don't want those to be under the waterline. Oh, broken leaf there, never mind. Likewise, in it goes. Hello, Poppy. It's as simple as that. So they'll be in there for the next sort of 6 to 8 weeks or so to root. What I'll do now, right now, I'll just show you a clip from last May, June or so, I think it was, when I brought down here my cuttings from last winter and potted those up. So it's well worth getting them indoors over winter to save them. Now this one, I'm not sure if this is going to pick up, but I will try to demonstrate. So this one was also overwintered just like these, but do you see how on this one, for example, are you going to be able to see it's sort of bifurcated there? Well, this one just ended up with a long straggly stem and there was nothing here at all. Let me show you the cutting with its lovely roots. So if you imagine, this was basically on the top like that with nothing below. So I've taken my cutting, I've put it in water. That was about 6 or 8 weeks ago I did that. Kept the stalk, like I said, there was absolutely nothing on it, and look how it's coming back to life. So that will get potted up today too. So to do your cuttings, it really, really couldn't be more simple, although it might be quite hard to demonstrate because this has got so bushy now. But you basically find one of the little leaf joints and cut just above it, just above it. Set aside your mother plant, it should sprout back like that one. Then when you've got your cutting, where you've cut just on the mother plant, just above the leaf joint, on your cutting, find a leaf joint and cut just below it. So in essence, you lose about 1 centimetre, if that makes sense. You've cut above on the mother plant and below on your little baby plant. Remove any leaf or any foliage that's going to be below the waterline because it will just rot otherwise. Quite simply pop it in some water and it'll root itself and you've got a brand new plant. Well, basically this was a really ugly straggly plant and now I've got 2 plants out of it. Just a little bit of support while it finds where to put its roots to. Lovely. Oh, happy days. It's warm, the sun's out, the birds are singing, and I've got a little instant garden to look at. Yay! So, like I say, have fun experimenting with some geranium cuttings and have fun building up your troughs and having your instant gratifications. I think it's really important too, actually, whilst we're having such a tricky year with the vegetables. It's really nice to have something to look at straight away. Right, let's go and find somewhere to put it. So there we go, super duper easy. Give yourself, double your plant stock by taking a few simple cuttings. In terms of if you want to grow your geraniums from seed, you really need to get on with sowing it now because they do need quite a long time to get going. I'm just going to put my snippers away because poppies around. Yeah, so if you're doing them from seed, start now. They can take a good 2 or 3 weeks to germinate, and I found that I probably get about 60% of mine germinate. Yeah, so get on with sowing your seeds now. If you don't have seeds but you've got some plants, take some cuttings, get them in water, and by the time we get to May, when we're starting to be warm enough to have them all outside again, get them potted up. Instant garden, like I was saying in that other video. What do you think, Poppy? So what I'm going to do now, I'm quickly going to take you home. It's like a little patchwork video today. I'm quickly going to take you home, show you the ones I've got to do at home, some of the ones I've got to do at home, and I'll give you a quick, while we're there, update on how my pepper and celeriac seeds are getting on. So this is one of my trays of Pelargoniums, Geraniums at home. I've got a couple of trays like this for me to start doing my cuttings. They will insist on flowering now. So despite me chopping off their flower heads a few days ago, because I don't want them putting energy into their flower heads, once I start taking cuttings, they've thrown up a couple more. Oh, I'm sorry guys, but that's going. So as you can see, you can probably see, they're quite bushy, but they've got some quite distinct stems there, another behind it. So they will make some fabulous cuttings for me. So I'll go from having I think I brought 11 plants home to overwinter. I will hopefully, come the summer, have, oh my goodness, I don't know, 20 or so, if not, maybe even a few more to pot up. Hurrah, hurrah, happy days. Oh, but I'm a bit sorry to be chopping that off. Never mind, I'll have a load more in the summer. And now for a super quick update on how my indoor sowings are going. This tray and this tray, this is all peppers. This is my Hungarian paprika peppers. These are my, from there down, this is my orange bell. And the 3 little pots in the front, that's my French ones. Now, in the past, my goodness, they have been tricky to germinate. I think there have been times when I've sown 10 and maybe had 1 come up. So I'm not too worried about those. If they don't come, they don't come, never mind. So these were all sown about, it's 2 weeks and 1 day ago. They can take, as much as 3 weeks to germinate. But I think with all the sunshine and the heat we've been having, it's really helped them to get going. So these are unheated propagators, just in my front window. Lids off once the seedlings appear, then I put the lids back on at night, and depending on how chilly it is, I don't know if you can make this out here, there's some old bubble wrap, I chuck that over them as well just to keep the warmth in. And then next to the peppers, the celeriac, which is rather intermittent. These pots seem to be, they were facing the other end, they seem to dry out really, really quickly. I'm not a fan of these pots, I have to say. But where they are coming up, there are dozens and dozens and dozens, so I should be all right for a few celeriac. Yay! And then also in this corner, another of my geraniums. This is a bit big to go on any of the trays, so this one will also be having some cuttings taken from it in the next few days. Because there's tons of lovely new, whoa, look at that lovely new shoot. Okay, so there we go. That's just a quick little update on my indoor seedlings. I'm perfectly happy with how everything is coming along so far. And in about 3 or 4 weeks, I shall start some more indoor sowings, namely the tomatoes. So I'm at the back end of the cold frame. There's the rosemary, which has had a really, really massive chop. And the sage underneath, also a massive chop. A bit more light getting in there now. So this is one of those little niggling, nagging jobs I was talking about. See there, and where are we here? These weeds that come up every year, and every year I say to myself, in the spring, Vivi, before the bed starts to fill out, get the blinking weeds out. And for some reason I always forget to. This is the love in a mist that's all starting. Self seeds every year. I don't do anything, I just let it get on with it. So instead of having this job nag me for another year, I'm going to set to and get these monsters out today. I'm not entirely sure what this weed is either. While I'm down here, I might as well just pull out some of the dead stuff. This bed really shouldn't work as well as it does because it's on the north side of the garden. The soil is wet and heavy here, but somehow the sage and the rosemary, wow, they've just romped away. You know, I think if you were planning to plant your rosemary and sage, you'll be looking at full sun, well-drained soil, and that's definitely not what I've got here. How long is this one going to be? This is only the baby one, but oh yeah, well that one's out. Good. There's so much seed has dropped in here last autumn. I'm not worried about making bare patches now because I'm sure that disturbing the soil like this today, it's going to help them find somewhere to grow. Right, that's the other one out. Not actually sure what it is. I don't have those weeds anywhere else on my plot, so yeah, no idea. Like I say, that bit of scratching and disturbance, well, it might trigger some more love in a mist to come up. And I do have a little bit of a seed in the shed somewhere, I think. So I could always just pop some on and just give it a bit of a scratch over. Good. Now I think it's going to be time to, yes, I think I'm going to make that wedge for my plot sign. Right then. Time to make a wedgie, I think. Oh, that's, I want to lean on it that way. This will do. So the wrong way round with this. Oh, maybe I should do it the other way because I'm right-handed. I want to, never mind. Silly, awkward angle. I think I would have been better off with a butter knife to make my little wedgie. Right, let's go and whack it in. Let's see if this will do the trick. I only have a rubber mallet, but here's hoping. A mallet for Christmas, just what every girl wants. Oh, it's going to be awkward with the sign in the way. Out the way. How am I going to do this? I need another pair of hands. Shall I take the sign off for a minute? Oh, well, that's one way of doing it. Oh, it's like I was saying the other day, you start a job and in starting it, create another. Oh, it's turned around a bit. Hold on, let's have that out. Let's swing this round a bit.
How you doing?
All right, Pip. How are you?
Beginning to rotten.
Yeah, it was at a very jaunty angle.
Yeah.
Right, that should do it. Now let's go and find a hook because I've broken the top of it. Fortunately, I had a spare hook in the shed. Never throw anything away. So in there, and in that one. Will that do me? I might have to move my hooks. That's probably where it's warped over time, but I think, let's get down and see what you can see. Oh, ow, oh, ow. Yay! Happiness really is a plot. Oops! It looks like I'm never going to get these leaves trimmed for going into the brassica beds as a mulch. It's been such a beautiful day. Warm, bright, still, gorgeous. And after doing those few bits and bobs of jobs this morning and some other bits besides, it got to about lunchtime and I was just about to start strimming and basically suddenly the whole site filled up with potters out to make the most of this gorgeous sunny afternoon. So I did not want to disturb everybody else's peace by having my strimmer going every few minutes. So it's fine, I'll just do it another day. One day this week hopefully, one afternoon when there's no one around. What has been really lovely though is it's always that moment of the year when people gradually start returning to their plots to just see folk. Everyone's full of excitement with their plans for the year. Everyone's speculating about the weather. Are we going to have a frost soon? Are we going to have another scorching summer like we had last year? Oh, it's just great. Literally everybody is so full of excitement and hope for the year to come. Everyone's feeling gorgeous because of this warmth and light. My friends here who work Monday to Friday and who are stuck in offices all week are just relishing this chance to be outside on such a beautiful day. So I think I've probably spent the last hour and a half just chatting and catching up. Why wouldn't you? It's all part of what makes having an allotment beautiful. It's all these wonderful people that surround me. So yes, I will take the opportunity to just take some time to sit and chat with folk. Yay, lovely. So the leaves remain unstrimmed another day, but that's fine. I've got a few bits and bobs done, like I say. It's just a bit of a quickie today. Yes, not sure when I'll next be down here. Haven't really made a very firm plan for the week to come. I'll go by the weather. If it's sunny and bright, I'll try to get out. So in the meantime, I need a slug of water. In the meantime, I'm going to say cheerio to you all. I hope you've enjoyed a bit of sunshine vicariously, a bit of green vicariously. Spring is nearly sprung. It's so weird. I'm back to burble on now. Literally everyone I've spoken to today, they've all been growing their own veg for years and years and years, and we're all old enough, ugly enough and wise enough, I hope, to know that enjoy and appreciate these gorgeous days to get some little tinker time jobs done. But this is not the time to be opening up beds. There's nothing to plant in them yet. It's certainly no time to be sowing seeds. It's just a time to be grateful for a gorgeous day and to enjoy it in the company of others who also appreciate it. I need to get home before it gets dark, because it'll be getting dark soon. I've been here so long. Oh, I'm rambling. I'm just so full up on the joy of it all. So I'm properly going to say cheerio now. I will see you all again really soon, I hope. But in the meantime, have fun whatever you're up to and take care of yourselves.